Welcome to Bend Fishing, folks. I'm Josh. We're on beautiful Sebago Lake in the middle of summer. Now, launched out of the Raven boat launch. We're in Jordan's Bay right now. I have never fished here during the summertime. I don't know how it's gonna fish. Like, I'm actually worried that I'm not gonna catch fish today. And I've been getting a lot of comments in my previous videos from the summer or the fall, winter, and springtime. Make sure you kill all those lake trout. So I will take lake trout today just to make everybody happy. This lake is completely overrun. They want to bring back the salmon fishery. So I will take some home to either give to my dog or I will donate to a wildlife habitat area if I can call somebody and get stuff donated today. We're on a late start. I don't have any ice with me, so we'll see what actually happens. So make sure you guys follow along for the ride. We will be using my baits and stuff today. And since the very, very popular big bait kit just got released, I've been shipping out a ton of these, and it's a limited release, so make sure you get yours orders in as fast as possible. I haven't set a number on how the limited release is going to be yet, but they're selling out extremely fast, so follow along for the ride. Let's see if we can get on some Sebago summer lake trout. It is a toasty one, folks. So we are looking for lake trout or bait on 2D imaging first. And if you can't find them on 2D, I will put down LiveScope XR, which is great in this depth. We're on 100 and 125. We're not near any structure. We're basically on a flat. So I don't know if they're gonna be here. We might have to explore quite a bit of the lake today. I brought extra gas just for that reason. And for those folks who are OGs that have been watching the channel for a long time, I have switched my seating position in my boat because of my brand new motor. So if you've been following along, I won't release a video about it because it gets me aggravated. I was trailering my boat home from a successful fishing trip, and my boat got rear-ended and the motor snapped completely off. It was too expensive to fix because it was a 2008. So their insurance company just gave me a bunch of cash to get a new motor. So I have a brand new Tohatsu, 50 horsepower, 4-stroke. It's still in the break-in period, so I can't go super fast. But we are looking for lake trout right now. I have a couple of humps in the area that I can see on Navionics. And I just have that aimed forward there. We're in 100 feet of water. I like to find lake trout as shallow as I possibly can. It saves with dropping down time. It also saves with bear trauma. The shallower they are, the better. The lake temp is probably, I don't know, high 70s if I was to guess. I'll show you guys here in a minute if I actually switch settings here. Not seeing anything, and I'm not seeing any other boats trolling around, putting around, looking for stuff. So, and you could be in the wrong spot of this lake and just not catch fish that day, because huge part about this lake is it's very, very bait orientated. There's alewives in this lake, which are any range from like this size all the way up to 12 inches. So wherever they are, usually the lake trout are. I did just see some bait, I'm fairly sure, right in the thermocline. So right now the lake, in the lower part of the lake, the thermocline's around 25 feet, which is pretty high still. Let's go on top of this hump here and just spot lock and drop anyways. The chances of there's something being on it are pretty high. Got him. I'm gonna make sure you set that hook a couple of times. Trust your knots, I'm using 15-pound braid. I think this got 20-pound leader on it, and then FG knot, and then a polymer knot. Not a very big one, but it is a lake trout nonetheless. Just a wee little guy, but first one of the day. First little tiny guy of the day. But he's going back in. I try to release just the first fish, just for like good karma. Back in he goes. I would say there's more than one lake trout here, since I accidentally drove over a ball of bait in one of those U-shapes that I saw earlier today, where it's kind of like an inside cove wall, like Tuckerman's Ravine. It's just kind of a bowl kind of thing. Drag check, especially when you run a while with the gas motor. Things loosen up, even if they're good reels. Even if I'm dropping down, I'll strip off the line real quick, flip the bail, check the drag, and then continue dropping. These fish are super darty in this depth of water. So we're gonna try casting to see if the boat is scaring them. But I've seen like 15 lake trout just right here. Oh, I just missed one. Got him. Got him. Of course, my chips are in the net. On a little tungsten jig. Just a wee guy. Just a wee guy. Oh, it's been hours, folks. Like literally. It's 2 o'clock now. The first fish probably came around 10. Number 2 for the day. Just a small one, but he's going right back in. I don't feel like dealing with fish when I get home. Definitely don't feel like dealing with fish. Going back in. Eating small stuff today. I'm guessing I'm near a huge school of smelt because the marks are extremely small on live scope. So I had to downsize my bait, downsize my line. I'm in 40 foot of water, which is not what I expected today. Luckily I brought Live Scope Plus, but I have bait on the surface next to me. And if I punch out, I'm sure I have bait around me. Oh man, they are. Leader was in the rod, folks. Come on. Literally right to the surface. I was trying to record that for you. You wouldn't even seen it because, I mean, that fish chased it within probably 3 feet below the surface. Like, that's epic. Another beauty right there. Pretty fish. Pretty fish. That would definitely be a cull fish if I was going to do that today, which I might change my mind. I don't know yet. Going back in. But we're using the Winnie kit or the small bendit baits. So this is the small bendit baits right here. These little tiny tungsten jigs. Right now I'm going white on white. It's the most natural presentation. It's got a little tiny kick to it. And we're gonna wait for fish to come in here. And I'm running my screen kind of dirty just because these fish are coming in absolutely hot. And that gives me a little bit more definition that last couple seconds there before I see him. Oh, so see all that fuzzy stuff right under the 15 foot mark? That is all either smelt or alewives. I can't tell. I've tried to drop cameras down on them and it spooks them. So I don't know. I'm guessing it's smelt. And then we have a ball of smelt at 50 feet away in the top right corner of my screen. So that's what it looks like on ooh. Oh, I just missed a fish talking to you guys. Dang it. He was all over it too. Little blob here that's jigging up and down at like 10 feet away, 35 feet down. So if you're gonna do a grid, basically, that's me and a fish came and swirled right on it. So, and as long as I'm near the bait, lake trout will continue to circle in. It's just the way that they work. They just herd the bait, eat the bait, take a break for a minute, and then they come back and do it over and over and over again. So off in the distance there at 45 feet is a laker, and then there's another one coming in right now. Smashing stuff on bottom. So I'm gonna go closer to bottom. But if I had a live smelt on and a bobber, I would be slaying them right now. They're just being really picky. And that is 100% because of the weather right now. So reluctantly, I'll pull up a barometric pressure chart for where I am. And you can see it should be diving down right now. And that turns the bite off turns them off eating in general, and it really turns them off artificials, I've found. Like if you put on live bait, they'll pretty much eat it. And we're in an okay spot, not a great spot, an okay spot. So we might have to move. Normally we want to be just off the bait, just so we are the first thing the fish sees, not bait first and then me. Sometimes it doesn't matter. But we have a whole little bump of smelt or alewives below us. I'm literally just waiting here for some lake trout to come and smoke me here. I'm guessing these are smelt because the marks are really, really tiny. And we may need to do what's called a micro move. I mean, move like 40, 50 feet. Usually using the electric motor just to get away, just to find a new set of fish. Because it's very possible that the same set of fish are seeing me over and over again and not wanting to bite. Got him. Picked it up right off bottom. Don't normally do that, but that's the way this one wanted it, so that's the way we got it. Slightly bigger fish, or what happens quite a bit when you hit them on the bottom, they'll get foul hooked in like the top of the head or the side of the head, or they just swallow it a little bit more. I feel like this one's actually fouled. Nope, just a bigger fish. Another one. They are super warm, so he's going right back in. It's number 4 for the day, I think. So these plastics are available on my website. They are the new shad design 2-inch paddle bait, or swim bait, whatever you want to call them. And you wouldn't think they would short strike a 2-inch bait, but they will. And we can always come back here. So let's do that little micro move I was talking about. And they seemed like they were coming from, a lot were coming from that direction. So let's go that direction, kind of along the ledge here. And I like to fish with them in a little bit deeper than water than 40, just because that gives me more running room. So when they start to see the surface, they get either freaked out that they're gonna get eaten, or they're gonna get hooked. And that blinding light, you know? They don't like seeing the light. Nobody likes seeing the light. Just driving around looking, folks. That is part of the lake trout game. Yes, I could be trolling, but I don't like trolling. It is boring. Not that looking for fish is super exciting either, but at least when I see a fish I can stop and I don't have to let out. Oh, there's one right there. We completed the mission, folks. We finally got on some summertime Sebago lake trout while jigging. I looked at my normal spots and then I finally found them chasing smelt up shallow. So if you want to get your Winnie kit or Winnipesaukee or smelt kit, there's a link down below from my website, or you want to get the big bait kit, which normally works on this lake, but I was not around alewives today, or alewives. That's the reason they were on the small stuff. They were on those smelt. So we caught 6 or 7 today. Fantastic day. Super, super hot. If you want to see more Sebago content, either click here or here, wherever I put it, because I know you guys love binge watching jigging for lake trout.